Well, hello. Welcome. How nice of you to hang out with me today. Welcome to another episode of Ask a Photo Pro with your friendly neighborhood photographer. It is me. It's Carty. Welcome. Today we are doing photo reviews, but not before I say hello to the people who hang out with me live. Welcome, Sebastian. Welcome, Vicky. If you're watching live, thank you. For watching after the fact, welcome, 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 welcome. Know that these live streams, the whole point of hanging out and watching a live stream is being able to talk in chat. So before we get into the photo reviews, diving into photographs, it's nice to hang out with you a little bit and get to know y'all a little bit. Do tell me what you've been working on, Sebastian. Do tell me what you've been working on, Vicky. What kind of stuff are you shooting? What has got you excited right now? Also, remember, you guys have the power to control my chat. You can drop high quality contents. You can drop all kinds of things just simply by, hitting the high quality content button, and that will do things like that. Good vibes. Good vibes. I have all kinds of commands that you guys can do. The most important one is command, which is exclamation mark. Hit exclamation mark HQC. Hit exclamation mark.
Yes or yes?
Yes. Let's go, Sebastian. You know how to play. Let's go. Let's go. There we go. That is what we are trying to do. Monitor and output. And there we go. All right. I found it. All right, guys. So, tell me what you're working on. Just Brusher, welcome. Thanks for the peace. Thank you for the peace sign. I appreciate you. Welcome to the live stream. It's nice to hang out with you guys a little bit before I get into doing the photo reviews. By the way, if you want to have your photos reviewed, you got to join the Discord. But first, you got to become a member. You have to become a member of this channel. I can't review every single person's photos. So how we're going to control that is we're making the photo reviews members only. So by being a member, being able to have your photos reviewed is one of those privileges. You also should join my Discord. The Discord is how I look at photographs. You submit your photographs to Discord. You make them 4,000 pixels wide by whatever high at 100 DPI. That'll make them a nice big size for me to see so I can check your focus, check your exposure, and all of the like. And let's go, Ko-Rock. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's so funny, Ko-Rock. I just realized you're a female because I saw your Discord. I saw the Discord. I saw your Instagram account or something. I don't know. I forget how I realized, but yeah, I'm interested in what you guys are working on. Sebastian says, last week I had a trip to Cotswold. Didn't make any amazing pics, but you have funny pictures of sheep that were looking. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. I'm always interested. What's up, Dylan? Glad you're here, buddy. Let's go. You're saying hi to the Carty crew. I appreciate that. I'm rocking the Carty crew tee because I'm all about supporting y'all. Once you become a member, you are a Carty crew person, and it also shows you as a different color in chat. You'll notice that you're green if you're a member, which helps me see members, you know. Also, what else have you submitted photos? You guys, have you submitted photos for me to look at? You two, you look like you've never been off that couch ever. Yes, you have. Amazing. I'm excited to look at your photos. I hope you've submitted photos as well. I hope that you have. You submit photos to look at today?
God fucking no.
Well, dude, get off my stream then. Peace. Be gone with you. We don't need you. All right, guys, you ready for this? Let's drop the smoke, baby. Are you guys ready? I'm lighting my goddamn flat on fire to amp you guys up. Don't be confused. We're rocking into a live stream, which involves me looking at viewer submitted photos. So let's do that right now. Oh shit, look, it's a goddamn, just lit my place on fire. You see what we're doing here to amp you guys up, get you excited about being a part of this whole community? All right, on my Discord, which is right here. Oops, let's show my desktop, which is right here. You will see AAPP submissions. You will see raw submissions. You will see website reviews. You'll see portfolio reviews, but only if you are a member and if you've attached your YouTube account to your Discord. You'll see here right now I have YouTube members and how they have a different color, like Kura, like Sebastian, who is in chat. This is what you got to do. You got to become a member and then attach your Discord to YouTube. Boom, Bob's your uncle. Let's get into some photo submissions. We have some new flicks to look at. Let's get it on. There was so many that I missed last episode because there were too many, but we are starting with photographs from Riley Reed, because I believe Dwayne was the last photographer that I looked at. Riley Reed says, hello, I'm a street photographer and I would love input on these two photos. I'm having a hard time deciding which one I like more. Let's look at these two photos from Riley Reed. Hopefully, Riley, if you're not watching live, hopefully you're watching these after the fact, so you're getting the most out of this content. Let's look at two photographs from Riley Reed. The first photograph definitely has what I would say is a treatment. It has a bit of a filter on that. It's obviously increasing your shadow detail in here. It's also making a sky which is traditionally black look a little bit gray. There's also a little bit of digital noise which comes from high ISO. When you have your ISO on some cameras above, like, let's call it 1600, you start to get noise. And noise is because the way that exposure works on the sensor, the most sensitive pieces of light sensitive material on our sensor are huge. They're big. The least sensitive light sensitive material are really small. And those small pieces of light sensitive material and the big pieces of light sensitive material work together. When you underexpose, what happens is you're only exposing the large grain on your sensor and you're not getting into the medium and small grain, and that's why your photograph here has the appearance of noise. That is a magnified view of your image, and that is because you are using high ISO, which makes the image noisy, and your exposure is under. Because your exposure is under, it's showing this noise. And this is a black area that we are looking at right now on your photograph. Now, when we go back to 100%, the composition is great. The composition is really great. I love the movement. I love the shutter speed that you chose. I love the fact that this girl is frozen. I love the mannequin heads. And the fact that this pier burger is such a great sign. The Froyo sign is great. This in the background is great. The pier in general, it's a super interesting photo. I think that you could do a little bit about the noise removal, and the next time that you go out at night, make sure that you don't push your ISO higher than, like, I don't know, whatever your ISO was at, cut it in half. I would cut it in half. So if you were shooting at 1600, try to shoot at 800. If you were shooting at 3000, try to cut it down to 1600, or you would be at 3200. I hope that helps. I definitely also see the treatment. I want you to make sure that you don't go too far in treatment. Oops. in treatment, because you don't want it to look like an Instagram filter. You want to try to maintain, like, the skin tone is a little yellow. The whites over here are very yellow. It just has like an overall yellow feel to it. So you can work with that on color balance. Let's have a look at your black and white version. The black and white version actually is a stronger photo. The reason is the noise in black and white looks more like, it looks more like grain than it does look like noise, and which means it has a film quality here of like ISO 400 Tri-X. It has like a really, it has a really nice look. Like, I actually really appreciate the black and white version better. It's better technically. It has like more of a technical punch to it. You have the contrast right. Looking at this picture, which is the color version, and the black and white version, I'm sure you guys agree with me that the black and white version is stronger. The noise is less predominant. And overall, I think it just makes the movement and the just pure photography, it's just stronger here. I think this is the photo. This is the photo for me out of these two photos. I would call this one your best photo. I think it has high impact in black and white. It's nice to see that you guys agree with me as well. I hope. Advocate says more in black and white. Vicky says that she likes the black and white more. I agree as well. Yeah, I agree. Great. The Blob 1958. My goodness. Hilarious. All right, let's get into our next photographer. That was some photography from Riley Reed. Welcome, Riley. I'd love to hear a little backstory on you, where you're from. I'm guessing somewhere near up here. I'd love to hear more about where you're from and how you found me. If you found me from my YouTube video, which a lot of people have found me from that video, so... All right, let's get into our next photographer, which is Shots by Micah. I'm a 21-year-old male photographer in Savannah, Georgia, specializing in beauty. 21 years old. 21. This is great, Micah. Like, for your age, being 21, like... how clean this light is. It's very clean. I mean, I'm going to remind you that there's only one sun, so try not to light with multiple lights from the front. I can see that this is your main light, and I can also see that there is a window beside, so it is only one main light, which is great. The fake eyelashes are something that you always have to be wary of because of their level of fakeness. With the right makeup artist and just a little bit of mascara, you can make natural lashes look pretty proper unless they're pulled out. I would also suggest not using full lashes, but using like pieces so they kind of, you know, fill in where the girl's natural lashes are. Just the way that these are curling look absolutely fake, and they're coming off in this area right here. This side looks better, but again, it's fake lashes in a day and age when we're shooting like 50 megapixel cameras. You just see them so obviously. So it's something to be wary of. Also, black girl weave business, like you can see right here how you actually see her bad weave, and that like black girl hair business, which again, it has to be styled so this isn't going behind her ear. It's coming in front here to actually hide that, because you don't really have a place to grab hair and clone and move it over. So you have to notice that when you're shooting, make sure that you're catching that. You're also seeing, first of all, your retouching is quite good, but you do see where the color of the girl's foundation and the color of her real skin. Let's go, Martin. Glad you're here. Thanks for joining us. So you can see, again, when you look at this photo at detail, like anybody should, you should be looking at your own photographs like this. I see the glued on hair. I see the mesh of the fake hair all the way in the hairline. This is, again, like no bueno. If you're shooting fake hair, like the person who's doing the weave and the person who's styling this can't style this with a dramatic part if that's going to reveal the weave. All this, let's go, Brian. Welcome. Thanks for becoming a member, Brian. Let's go. Welcome to the crew. So do you see what I mean? Like this, the weave in here, it's like the photograph is so strong. At first look, it's great. I like it. The pose is okay. Shooting a girl from the side, you have to be very conscious because, again, it's just this shoulder forward. It's not quite as flattering. Thank God that she has a great jawline, so her face actually works that way. But because she has a strong jawline, her face would also work straight on. And shooting her straight on would make what is revealing right here, like this hair issue and this hair issue on the side. If you shot her straight on, you're not going to have, like you see here, you see all of my blah, 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 because I'm looking at you this way. But if you shoot her straight on, these sides of the hair end up being more hidden. So you kind of have to be hyper conscious about that. Skin tone is good though. Your exposure is good. Your post-processing, your retouching is good. There's a little bit overpainted on the lip gloss. You can see her lip gloss here. It's too thick. You see how her lip ends here, but the lip gloss goes literally up here all the way like this. And also the lip gloss goes underneath her lip. It's got a little hair stuck to it. It's like, again, we're shooting with cameras that have such high resolution that our cameras see shit that actually our eyes don't see. So say no to overpainted lips. Just say no to sloppy lip gloss. Like this kind of stuff just causes drama for you after the fact. So make sure you catch it. Skin though is good. Other than the fact that it's bad hair, it's a bad weave. It does look okay, minus this part that you have happening there. Let's look at another. Yeah, I mean, this is elegant. The pose, the idea is elegant. Again, I do want you to like, eye contact is so powerful in photography. When you're new with photography, especially when you're new with shooting girls who are trying to be models or think that they're models, they have no clue as far as what to do in front of the camera. They have no clue. And because you're new, you also have no clue. So you have to like square a model up, have her facing you straight on so you can light their face straight on. So you can see like them straight on. It also, when you're trying to sell apparel, this is the view that people want to see. They want to see it straight on. So when you're shooting sideways, it looks like you're hiding. It looks like you're hiding something. Get used to me seeing absolutely every detail, like the fact that her bra strap is twisted. It's actually connected wrong here. It needs to be flipped. You can see that there's a twist here. So you need to either take that hair and hide it or unclip this and twist it, because this part is right, but this, again, just looks sloppy. She has nice poise, nice face, but again, you have to make sure that the skin retouching doesn't look too fake. The same factor is happening with the hairline and the weave. Again, the retouching is good, but make sure that you're changing the head angle a little this way so you're not getting so much of the white of the eye. It's almost like too much eye goo, and these eyelashes on the other side are distracting. If you have her rotate her face a little bit this way so you see both of her eyes, and then have her nose track where her eye track where her nose is going, because right now she's looking a little bit too much that way because we're getting too much of the white of the eye. And then also retouch all of these eye veins because this particular girl has very predominant eye veins. Everything else about this photo is great. There's some stray hairs and stuff like this under the chin that you can fix. There's some peach fuzz on her chin that you can fix. There's also, when you're retouching skin, it's not just her face, it's like everywhere. So how I'm looking at your picture right now with this level of detail, this is how you have to be looking at your own photos, getting this dust, fixing this, taking away this hair, taking away these hairs. You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff just makes it super clean. There's dust. Anytime you shoot a black shirt, there's dust on it. So you have to make sure that you look at it at 100% and take away all this stuff. All right. 21-year-old photographer is pretty goddamn impressive. Look at that as a cover. Look at this one as a cover. I mean, great composition, great sense of light. There's so much that you're going to be doing in your photography career. So much. The fact that you're 21 years old, Mika, so proud of you, man. You should be absolutely thrilled with your progress in photography so far. I started shooting photographs when I was 14. By the time I was 21, I was shooting models. I had a studio. I was doing jobs. I shot my first cover when I was 23. Shot my first celebrity when I was 25, and it just kind of goes from there. So good for you. You're on the right track. Don't stop. The hardest part of shoot is showing up. It's just like, don't stop. Keep shooting and keep submitting. There's one more shot here from Micah. This is quite soft. I like this very much. It's a really nice background. Excuse me. Really nice background, Micah. I really like this brown. It really works great with her skin tone. Great cover. Great like cover idea. Like it's tight. Like I like it. It looks great as the cover of Behind the Picture magazine. Skin for me, like the makeup artist, it's too much. Like this makeup artist, welcome GW. Thanks for hanging out. This makeup artist has a heavy hand. She's literally putting polyfilla on this girl's skin, like putty. There's 17 layers of makeup on this girl's skin, and I see them all. I see it all. You can see the color of her scalp here versus the color of her face, right? So it's like her face just, when you have a makeup artist that's heavy-handed, it's like you have to guide that. It's kind of up to you. Like, let's look at the eyes. So again, with the fake lashes, but the lashes aren't combed. So they're clumping here, they're gapping here, right? And then they're super full on the outside. They're super full here, but they're not combed. So they're going in that direction, they're going in that direction. And then there's a huge gap here where that's her real lashes. Then they're huge again. Then there's a small gap here. Then they're huge again. And then there's this thing here, which looks like lint stuck to her eyeballs. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where you're the one who sees it. You're the one who has to deal with it in post-production. Makeup artists can't just be putting a face onto a girl. They have to be in hand, and this girl's skin is not bad and does not need the amount of Bondo that they put on this girl. Look at her lips. Look at how this color of her lips here around the outside of her lips is a different color than there's a lip line, which is a different color, and then there's this gloss that's on her lips. So it's like, it becomes very distracting. You have to be hyper focused about lip lines because you can see this so easily. You also can see the makeup so easily, and all you need to do is go from her face to her neck, and you can see the difference of like what her skin tone actually looks like. So when you see it together, it just looks like the top of the photo looks super fake and the bottom of the photo looks real. So you have to figure a way that you can balance how crazy the makeup artist is going. Like, here's inspiration for makeup. Here's inspiration for a makeup artist. Also, notice no fake lashes. Notice no fake lashes. Notice the makeup artist is like an actual makeup artist. Look how inspired it is. Look at the skin. Look how it almost looks like the girl has no foundation on, because she doesn't. This is modern photography and modern makeup. When you have a makeup artist that thinks she's a makeup artist but has never opened Vogue, is not looking at Italian Vogue, is not looking at French Vogue, is not looking at like the hottest photographers and the hottest makeup artists in the industry, then what they end up doing is this. You know what I mean? So it's up to you to have mood boards, and you have to be like, hey, those lashes, no, that's no bueno. Like, you have to be showing them, and obviously you have to find references of, if you're shooting a black girl, like black skin, someone who shoots black skin, like amazing. And for me, like, you can show them my website and show how I shoot black skin and see, do you see foundation anywhere? There's no foundation. It's just her skin and the retouching, the post-processing. It's like, and I mean, this Yasmin Warsami is like, in this photo, like a 45-year-old woman. So how you shoot and how you treat black skin and how far you go in post-production, it's like, it's actually less, not more. We're trying to do less. We're trying to enhance, not necessarily put a face on a model. It's just like, you'll see 0 fake lashes in my photography, by the way. All right, let's get into another photo review. Guys, I hope you found that helpful. Micah, I hope you found that helpful. Yeah, know that like, I'm cracked out when it comes to noticing these fine details within photography. So Majestic is asking, do I change it before I present? First of all, when I do a shoot, they get a gallery of what I shot. They get like a Google Drive of watermarked, unretouched images. Those images, they choose their finals, and then I make retouched photos that I give to them that are unwatermarked. Welcome from Minneapolis. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for hanging out. Brian, I'm glad you're learning lots. I appreciate that. Thanks for the love. And of course, Brian, welcome and thank you for being a new member. I appreciate that. All right, so let's get into our next photographer. The next shooter that submitted is Sebastian. Sebastian is in chat. What's up, Sebastian? Thanks for submitting. Sebastian submitted this stuff when I was 45 minutes into a podcast last episode, and I had to stop it because I was looking at too many photographs. But I'm refreshed and excited to look at my latest shots from a BMX event. Let's look. This is so on the button. It's on the button. Like, I love this so much, Sebastian. This is so great. Sebastian has pre-cropped these to like a 9x12 magazine proportion. So I'm just gonna make the cover proportion just a little bit bigger. This is how a magazine looks. This is how a magazine cover looks. Sebastian, look at the room that you have here for copy. Look at the room that you have here for copy. Look at like the room that you have for the big word right here. Look at the angle and the cross composition, the way that you have this hand going into this corner, the way that this offsets this guy here looking at this trick that is happening. All of this just makes this photo so absolutely special for me. You have a little bit of dust on your sensor right there and right here, which is something you can get with a blower brush. Make sure you take care of that because it's very predominant, these like 3 dots. I love the coping, the angle of the coping and the discipline of this line. I love where the shade drops. It's great. And the piece de resistance is the clouds and the ways that you used a blue filter. Because you used a blue filter in post, you've managed to make this sky almost black, which is absolutely epic. It's so, so good. This, my friend, gets an 11 out of 10, my guy. Let's goddamn go. Let's go. This is absolutely, absolutely smoke. I am very, very happy with this photograph, Sebastian. You should be fucking thrilled. This is dope. Dope, dope, dope. And Sebastian's first submission, my guys. So let's go. All right, dude, you just set the bar. By the way, when you make a submission, you set the bar. It shows me your level. And if you get a reaction like you just got right now, Sebastian, guess what? You're no longer allowed to send me photos that are beneath this bar. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, you've proven to me that you can make photography at a professional level, at a magazine cover level that you shot just by going to a BMX event. So that tells me that your photography has value, and you have to understand that you have talent. You have to understand that your photography has value, and you have to set your bar. What I'm seeing right now, that's your bar. So that means you're no longer allowed to send in photography to me or even create photography. In fact, that is at a lower quality than this photo. Do you follow me? Majestic is like, how have I never found you? Yo, I've been here the whole time. I've been here the whole time. I know you didn't know that I was here, but I promise you, I've been here the whole time. I've been doing this. I've been mentoring emerging photographers on YouTube for over 1.5 years. Been doing it in general for 2.5 years. I started my first year on Twitch, and all I'm here to do is, number 1, be of service to you. Number 2, help you get better at photography. That's it. My only requisite is I want people who are serious. Like, being a pro photographer, it's a full-time job, and like it's lucrative, it's exciting. Like, for those of you who watch me, I did a job. Like, I'm a working photographer. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm a working pro. I just like I do this because I want to pay it forward. I'm 53 years old. I'm never retiring, by the way, but as I get into I'm in my 50s now, so I'm about giving back. I've been teaching photography at a university level since I was 25. So I teach at all the schools. So I just decided to bring this to the internet during COVID. So yeah, that's me. Vicky says that was really great, Sebastian. And Sebastian saying, thanks a lot. You're very welcome. All right, let's look at Sebastian's second photo. Jesus Christ, this guy's good. Dude, you get it. You get it. I'm a little pissed because this photo is cropped to 8x10. Horizontal photos, we don't crop because a horizontal frame is exactly 2 pages in a magazine. You see how this one's cropped? This is cropped to like a 9x12 proportion, but when you shoot horizontal, you made this an 8x10, but horizontal without your cropping, this distance is, let me take off that arrow. This distance is 18 inches and the distance down is 9. So it's 9x12 times 2. 2 times 9 is 18. So when you crop it, you no longer have that half proportion. And you see here, if you cut the picture in half, you now have 2 long, thin pictures instead of 2 magazine pages, like if you didn't crop it. So that's something to think about. The next thing is focus. You missed the focus on this picture, and a picture that's so high res, so action, so perfect, like you have to nail the focus. Missing the focus means this photo is a dud. This photo is something that you don't even process. And it's okay because when you go into these scenes, you're shooting multiple frames. And if he's doing vert, each time that he goes up, you have another opportunity to nail the focus and get this shot. It's really difficult when you're so close. Also shooting with like what seems to feel like a little bit of a telephoto lens, so relatively close. Your focus you can see is here. Like this is what's in focus. But obviously that's not what you were trying to get in focus, this coping and this light. But because you missed the focus, and not just by a little bit, you missed it by a lot, this just becomes not a photo. You know what I mean? Nobody misses photos they don't see. So this is just a photo that doesn't see the light of day. And also, like, when you submit this as a photo, I think you're the best fucking photographer in the world. Now, when the very next photo I see is out of focus, now you're making me think that the last photo was an accident. You know what I mean? Now you're making the last photo seem like a fluke because you're giving me a photo that's not technically perfect. Like, out of focus is like first grade. Out of focus pictures are like not a photo. You just choose the in focus ones. And then from there, the composition, the line, the light, the blah, blah. You know what I mean? So that is photo review number 2. Back here in focus, this over here in focus, this in focus, your rider not. So this is just a non-contender. Make sure that when you're looking through your Lightroom libraries, that you're not picking shots that aren't in focus. And also, you'll see if you're missing a shot, it's because you're only taking one. And if you watched my last video, shoot through the picture. It's not one shot, one kill. It's like 100 frames. If I was shooting movement like this, action like this, I would have 100 frames of this photo to choose from, because this rider would do this trick over and over and over and over until I nailed that shot at least 10 times perfectly technical. So then my client or myself can choose which one is the one that we're using. It never can be, here's the shot, one shot. You gotta shoot through the picture, especially with action, because you're gonna miss it, you know? So, by the way, Malcolm, welcome. Don't worry about being late. I appreciate you being here, my guy. Majestic is asking me, can I discuss camera lenses, etc. versus skill level for beginners? Yes, it is very simple, and I'm going to make this incredibly short. Mr. Green, welcome. Glad you're here, Chris. Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to make this super short. Back in the day when photography was cool and it was film, you would buy a 35 millimeter camera body and it would come with nothing. It was just the body. And you would choose a lens, and the lens that you would choose was a 50 millimeter. The reason a 50 millimeter lens is cheap, sharp, and fast. Fast meaning it has a wide aperture. The smaller the number, the bigger the hole. The bigger the number, the smaller the hole. Apertures are fractions. So a 50 millimeter lens is 1 over 1.8, or a 1.8 aperture. If you imagine there's no lens, this is a 50 millimeter right here. So this is a 50 millimeter, and you'll see it's a 50 millimeter because it says Canon 50 millimeter 1:1.2. That's saying it's a 1 over 1.2 lens, meaning a 1.2 is the brightest aperture on this lens. And if I take this lens off and show you this lens, you will see how absolutely bright a 50 millimeter lens is. This is f1. When I put this lens on, this is 1.2. So there is 0.2 light loss when I put this lens on the camera. By the way, this is not a $100 50. This is a $3,000 50 millimeter. It's much different. I have L series lenses, blah, blah. So a 50 millimeter lens, what's up, Peter? Welcome. A 50 millimeter lens is going to be brighter. You're going to be able to shoot indoors. It's going to give you depth of field, which you don't get depth of field when you get what we call a kit lens, or better still, a shit lens. If you choose the shit lens with your camera, meaning an 18 to 55, 3.5 to 5.6, that lens, by putting that lens on, you're losing like 4 stops of light already. They're cheap, they're plastic, and you should literally, if you're shooting with an 1855 to 55, it's why most people who have that lens hate photography, because it's slow, you can't shoot inside, it doesn't give you depth of field. There's literally 22 elements of glass, so they're soft, blurry as hell, and they cost like 3 times more than a basic 50 millimeter. So camera, the best camera body that you can afford, preferably interchangeable lenses, obviously interchangeable lenses, and mirrorless. If you can, digital SLRs are over. Every camera company is not producing digital SLRs anymore because that technology is done. Mirrorless is the future. If you asked me 5 years ago, I wouldn't have said that. Asking me today, I shoot R5 mirrorless. It's a revolution. Mirrorless camera, the best one you can afford, and a 50 millimeter. My preference of brand is Canon. Your preference might be Sony. Don't buy a Nikon. I think they'll be out of business in the next 5 years. That's my 2 cents in a bag of chips on cameras. Yeah? All right. Back to the reviews. Cameras for beginners. I hope that helped you and answered your question, Majestic Butterfly. Sebastian says, a bit of background. I did my shots with the Sony A7 IV. The whole event was done in 2 lens, 35 1.2 and 85 1.4. I love portraits, but I really enjoy journalism photography. By the pictures, I wanted to tell the story what I saw there. Absolutely. Again, Sebastian, you nailed it with the first one. All right, a few more. From Sebastian's BMX event. Because they're right here in order. Again, Sebastian, you're impressing me. This is impressive. Now, again, you can see how this photo doesn't need to be there. It's out of focus. If I just went from this photo into this photo, well, now you're back to being the best photographer I've ever seen. You know what I mean? Because this is interesting. It's got texture. the background texture of this wall ride, the momentum that you feel of him moving this way, you're mastering this cross composition again, which look at the angle of his bars, which points into this corner, the angle of his head that points into this corner, the angle of the wheel that points into this corner. It's just, this is artful composition. Artful. Dylan says sexy. Again, another banging cover. Lots of room for text here. Lots of room for text here. Big room for a block of text here. This guy's tattoo is absolutely sick. And this picture, I 100% agree with the high quality content. By the way, you can do that too if you type Command HQC in chat, or Command Good Vibes, or Command Selfie, or so many other things. Command Yes. Yo, this is dope, Sebastian. Again, this is very, very strong photography. You should be absolutely thrilled. I'm giving it an 11 to 10. Applause and the smoke. Dope picture. Dope picture. Be a better editor is my thing. Meaning, know when a picture's a dud. Know when a picture's a dud. Let go of it. Have zero emotional attachment to photos. When you have emotional attachment to photos and you say things like this, but I really like it. I really like that picture. Yeah, dude, but it sucks. It's out of focus. Let it go. Simple. Guess what? When I never see that photo, you're the best photographer ever because you have such a ratio. Only show when you're hitting bullseyes. No one needs to see when you're missing the target. No one ever needs to see that. All right. So, majestic butterfly. Listen, I understand that that's all you have, Nikon. I appreciate that. But understand that if you don't have a Z series, Nikon has stopped making their digital SLRs. So if you have one, it's obsolete. If you're trying to really pursue photography and you have Nikon lenses, you can get a Nikon Z to F mount converter, so you can use your F lenses on the Z body. There's no quality degradation. If you're investing in one of Nikon's Z cameras, there's a future. But know that Nikon is hanging their entire company on that Z line. And believe me, Vicky has it. Vicky is a proud Nikon shooter. Vicky's in my mentorship program. Vicky loves her Nikon and she uses it amazingly. I recommended that she buy a Nikon because she has Nikon lenses. So it's like, and she knows the infrastructure, she knows the body, and it makes sense for her. So again, whatever camera that you have, let it be the best camera that you can afford. Let it be a newer version. Let it be mirrorless. And there's a future with whatever brand you're shooting with, you know? I really try to think more about cameras don't make pictures. People with great ideas and a camera make photos. My camera takes exactly 0 photos without me. It just sits there. You have to have one, but it's not the be all end all, but it has to be at a certain level. And the lenses, you shooting with a 50 is more important than you shooting with a mirrorless camera with a kit lens. You know? Yeah. I hope that helps. I hope that helps, Majestic Butterfly. I didn't mean to diss your camera. I'm just, you know. If you didn't have a camera and you were buying one, I would suggest Canon first, then Sony. You have a Nikon, which means you're in the ecosystem. Depends on how many lenses you have. Depends on how bought into that system you are. You know what I mean? If you just have a camera and a kit lens, you could buy anything. You know, you could buy a 50mm and an R5, you know? All right, let's get into a couple more here from Sebastian. Yeah, you can shoot. You can shoot. You just let a bad photo slip through the cracks. You really can shoot. And actually, like, look at how technically perfect this photo is. Look at the apex. Look at how disciplined this line is. Like, this is so disciplined in the exact middle of the photo. Like, this is amazing. This shadow, the feeling of movement that you get coming up this way, and just this little hint of green up here, which you can see works perfectly as a cover. This is amazing. Thank you so much, Tony. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. This is it. You can see, based on where the masthead is on most magazines, it is going to be up there. So in this situation, this would be a situation where we would cut out magazine and put this guy in front. You know what I mean? But it's actually kind of perfect. No lie. This is super dope. Super dope. By the way, if you guys want your photos reviewed, you got to join my Discord. And you got to be a member of my channel. Become a member. You'll hear a beautiful voice saying, new member. And then, then you just join my Discord, attach your YouTube channel to my Discord. Then you get access to these submission channels. And I too could be looking at your photos. Sebastian, this is dope as F. Dope as F. Like, when I do this to myself, when I'm actually tripping out and I like do things like this because I'm so absolutely blown away by this goddamn photo, it just makes me really mad that you submitted it out of focus photo, and that an out of focus photo actually left your house. Never let a bad photo leave your house. Ever, ever. All right, let's look at one more from Sebastian. By the way, if you want to do that to my face, you can type command time warp in chat. Time warp. One word, command, exclamation mark. So exclamation mark, time warp, one word. That you'll do this to my face. So be nice to me, please. Don't glitch me when I'm in the middle of telling you about like the most important day of my life, the most important photograph of my life. Try not to like glitch my face, but yes, you can do that. Tony, thank you so much, man. I'm glad you found me. Yeah, the whole idea also about these live streams is that I do a lot of stuff with these live streams. Like, in order to hold people's attention, I have like all kinds of things. And you know, funny enough, Dylan, I had my Hasselblad and I brought it to put it here because, you know, I like to have my Hasselblad close to me. But I only have it there when I'm live streaming. As soon, Ficre, welcome, welcome. Yo, I always have my Hasselblad beside me, but the last stream, it looked a little cluttered over here. It looked a little cluttered for me. So I'm like, you know what? Today we're gonna go a little bit more minimal. So I don't have my Hasselblad here, but I do have a 50th anniversary Hasselblad that I got when I turned 21. I bought it in 1991. 1991 was Hasselblad's 50th anniversary. So I have a anniversary edition Hasselblad. I've shot Pharrell with it, Tony Bennett, Oscar Peterson, and Daft Punk, and blah, blah, blah. Look at my archive. All right, let's look at this next photo from our one Sebastian. This is a great shot. I feel like you could have pushed over a little bit so you're showing a little bit more subject. Like, I would love to see more here. Like, all you need to do is just show more that way. I know that you're probably going to see a coping edge here, but all of this is bullshit. You don't need any of this stuff in the photo. It doesn't add to the photo because we already know it's a vert ramp. This kid is the main focus. If you push that way, you're going to center this boy more. You're going to see more of what's happening here, which is super interesting. It's going to also give you a little bit more of what's happening in the top of this ramp. You also have to know when you go cover, we're losing what's happening up there at the very top of this photo. But again, I'm rating this an 11. I think it's a dope photo. I think you see what I mean as far as you definitely could have moved that way. This way showed me more of this boy, showed me a little bit more of what's happening up there. And you also could have backed up a little bit, which would have pulled the top of the coping here, would have put the bottom of the boy's tire like here, pushed him up a little bit more, and just given your photo a little bit more space. It feels too claustrophobic on camera left. Yes or yes? Yeah, by the way, guys, you're going to notice I have what I call visual OCD. Every single thing in every single photograph I see, every nuance of light, every nuance of mistake, everything with retouching, I see absolutely everything. It's 30 years of 30 years of experience, and it's also like I have visual OCD. Like it's the reason that I'm a photographer. It's because I see, it's just the thing. So I hope you're finding a benefit from it. Those are photographs from Sebastian. Sebastian, you should be very proud. You should be very proud. If I had to pick a best photo from you, Jesus, that's hard. But here it is. Here it is. Best photo from Sebastian. Congratulations. Let's fucking go. This is your best photo. It's nuts. Nuts. Should be absolutely thrilled. Crazy, crazy, crazy. All right, Sebastian. Thanks for submitting. Thank you for submitting. Alice Who? Alice says, here's another group of photos that I've been working on. This one, I went out for a walk at a local trail close to my house. My goal was to look for bugs, just being bugs in their natural habitat. Let's look at some photography from Alice, also known as Vicky. Her real name's Vicky, but she goes by Alice on her screen name. Vicky, this is gorgeous. Vicky, I got to tell you, this is no lie. Vicky had an older Nikon. She had like, I don't know what your old camera was, Vicky. I don't remember, but your husband helped you upgrade and buy the Z camera, like buy a Z mount, you got the adapter. And what happened to your photography, Vicky, after you upgraded to this Nikon Z? What happened to your photography? Tell the class. I'll wait. Look at the sharpness in this photo. Look at the depth of field. Do you see, Vicky, by the way, tell us what lens you shot this on so people understand the fact that like the depth of field and this beautiful bokeh that you have in your photography. Can you tell the class what lens you shot this photograph with? It's a 28 to 75 2.8. So you actually have what is called a very high end, a very expensive zoom. I know that you have an expensive zoom because it's a 2.8. 28 to 70 2.8 is a $3,000 lens. The reason that this looks so buttery is because of the way that a higher end expensive zoom is tuned. I would also recommend that you could have shot this with an 85 millimeter prime 1.8 and you would have had the same sort of buttery bokeh, but it is an atonement to, if it is a zoom lens, it has to be a 2.8 over the f4 version, just because the quality between the 2.8 and the f4 is such a gap. Also, this lens is 2.8 irregardless as to what you're zoomed at, where kit lenses are 3.5 when you're zoomed to 18 and they're 5.6 when you're zoomed to 55. This is aces. I'm giving it an 11 out of 10. I'm giving it applause. I'm giving it a let's go. And very well composed. I love the offset, so it's not dead center, but I do want you to continually practice, Vicky, taking your main subject off the center axis and pushing it into an area where it forces your eye to go through the picture to the interesting part. Always remember, welcome, Vincent. Thanks for becoming a subscriber, my guy. Appreciate you. Remember that this is the center of our photo, right? So 2 pages in a magazine, you see how close that B is to that center axis. Because of that, the gutter goes down, we lose the B. All you needs to do, you see where your gutter should have dropped is right here, right? You got lots of space here for your gutter. You don't want to now have to crop your picture where you're cropping it here and then cropping it here because you're losing so much of your sensor. But you see, that is the composition that you should have gone for. It's just a little bit pushed over, right? So little pushed over. I think you needed to move this camera right. But again, it's a banger, technically beautiful. The color is gorgeous, and it looks great. Let's look at more from Vicky. Great. This is great. Vicky, boom. Boom, 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 boom. We're putting the smoke up before I show the picture. How's that? Whoo! Did you see that transition? Whoa! I'm doing all this shit live with all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? This is me all going crazy here on a live stream and doing all this with like just these buttons right here. 3 cameras. Camera back there. My God, I've been working on perfecting this vibe for 2 years. So you're seeing all the benefits of like 2 years of me doing these live streams. Vicky, this is absolutely aces. Look at this sharpness. Vicky, let's go. This is the expectations that I have from you. Vicky is in my mentorship program. I have been pushing Vicky for 3 months, and the results, Vicky, the proof, Vicky, the proof is in the goddamn pudding. Yes or yes. Let's go. I am very, 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 very impressed with your work, Vicky. This is so good. So good. So good. And I want you to hear the intent, okay? I want you to hear this. I went out for a walk on a trail local to my house, and my goal was to shoot bugs just being bugs in their natural habitat. She had intention, she had the right lens, and she went out to a specific place to do one thing: shoot bugs in their natural habitat. And guess what happened? This happened. Yes or yes? And I mean, Vicky, I'm so absolutely proud that you're pushing the envelope as hard as you are. This is a second version of the same photo. Let me make sure I haven't looked at this. Yeah, this is a second version of this same photo. This is absolutely banging. Like so sharp. Let me just open up this other version so I can have them side by side. Yeah, this, hey, welcome, Just Brusher. Let's go. I love hearing that voice in my ears. Welcome to the Carty crew, my guy. Let's go. Appreciate you joining. Welcome. All right, so these are the 2 shots on Vicky. This, fire. This, also fire. I see what you did because you weren't sure what composition worked the best, whether you wanted it pushed to the edge or a little bit bumped in. And I do like that. I like the fact that you shot this both ways. I love the fact that you shot this both ways. Looking at our gutter, meaning the center, the center of our frame. This is the center of your picture. So if you look at this composition, Vicky, you can see that that stem is centered on exactly 1/2 of one page. It's perfectly centered on the left page. And you also have all this room here for the article out of focus, room for photo credit right here in the magazine. This is the photo. This is the photo for me over the other one. This is the picture, Vicky, unequivocally. This is an 11. I'm questioning whether you're going to beat this one. This is now the question. Let's look to see what else this girl has for me. By the way, I hope the microphone is sounding good. I told myself, I promised myself when I monetized this channel, what I was going to treat myself to is a Shure SM7B. So this is a Shure SM7B. This is the same mic that, you know, Joe Rogan has and shit like that. It costs too much money, but it makes me sound like I'm on NPR. It's kind of dope, yeah? All right, let's look at another shot from Vicky. Vicky, this is dope. I love the black and white. Love. My only concern is the center placement. If you look at the center of your frame, which is roughly here, and our gutter is there. Our little buglet, our little worm, our little caterpillar is too close to the center of your frame. In this case, because of the composition, you have to rotate yourself away around that way. So you can come this way at that bug, so it's not in the center of your frame. I think this stem is very important to the photo. It gives context as to where the leaf is coming from. But to me, this photo needs to be... here, let me enlarge it. This photo needs to feel like, for me, it has to be this. It really has to push over that much. Now, the composition is in such a way that you really see this caterpillar beautifully. You have lots of space here for the article. It's out of focus. It looks beautiful. And the gutter, or the center of your photo, you're not now having to worry about the gutter because the gutter falls right here and there's nothing important that's getting cropped out. So for me, this photo, it's missing a little bit in composition because it's too center biased, but you could save it in a crop. I want you to practice again. Every horizontal picture is 2 pages in a magazine. Every horizontal picture is a double page spread. The coveted double page spread, and it doesn't work when your subject matter is in the center. So always work on the offset. Let's look at, we have one last photo from Vicky. This is beautiful, beautiful. Center focused, but such a beautiful capture, Vicky. Holy shit. Look at the sharpness here. Listen, Vicky, your photography went into a stratospheric level when you upgraded your camera. And like, it also, through being in, yo, Kenyon, welcome, bro. Thank you. Through being in the mentorship program, also, your shit accelerated so quickly. You found the whole love of shooting photos to sell for prints. You've really started to find a beautiful stock photography angle. Proud of you. You really, you just needed that extra push. Well, listen, the talent is there. You have that talent. So I just encourage you, and I try to constantly nudge you. Steven says, eFriend says, so great, Vicky. Very inspiring to see the way that you persist and continually improve. Keep in mind, Steven is an incredible fashion photographer. We call him eFriend. Steven's an incredible fashion photographer. I've also been mentoring him for 2 years. The level of this guy's work, woo! Steven, make sure you submit some photographs soon. I got to brag about you a little, my guy. All right, Vicky, this is aces. Like, again, another 11 out of 10. It's an absolute banger. It deserves all the smoke. It absolutely deserves the smoke. This is stock photography. This is stock photography. Again, I want you to remember, if you have the inclination that you want to drop your photo dead center, shoot vertical. Shoot vertical. If you have the feeling of wanting to offset your subject from one side of the frame to the other, shoot horizontal. Your photo should reveal which way it should be, it could or should be shot. And also, whenever you're not sure, shoot all frames that you care about. Lots. Shoot hundreds of pictures, shoot vertical, and shoot horizontal. So don't stop when you nail your horizontal picture. Switch your camera to vertical and now see if there's a vertical picture there. Good job, Vicky. Good job, good job, good job. Wow, we are over time here. over time, we have one more photographer, Timo, all the way from Finland. Timo is a YouTuber as well as a photographer from Finland. This is Timo's first submission, so I'm actually excited to look at this. This first photo from Timu, this is fucking great. I'm gonna swear because I can, I can have a couple of swears per episode. This is great. This honestly really nails the mark for editorial. It nails the mark for swag. Like, this is a magazine photographer. When I look at this photograph, I see magazine photographer. Like, honestly, Timo, thank you so much for submitting. Finally, this is mental. I'm so happy and impressed by this first submission. You get the smoke. This is absolutely mental. Very happy. My Rasta loves it. Taylor Swift, what are you thinking? Taylor likes it too. Sick. This is great, Timu. I love it. So good. So good. All right, let's look at another from Timu. I mean, really, the light in this photo, it's so on the button, bro. The natural light, the mood, the energy, the leather jacket, the jewelry, everything. This is just, boom, 11. Perfect. Let's see the consistency. Oh, Brian, your photos are past the mark for me looking at photos. The cutoff point is before the episode starts, so I have to look at your photos next week. All right. This is a beautiful photograph from Paris from Timu. This is really lovely. It has a great quality. I really like the sensibility. Timu, when you're submitting, make sure your photos are 4,000 pixels wide, because I want to be able to click them and enlarge them. I'm looking at them on a 4K screen. Although it is full screen, when I click, it doesn't get bigger. So I need 4,000 pixels wide by 100 DPI. And it'll be exactly the size. This is gorgeous. I love this photograph. The center composition works. This beautiful, the Louvre pyramid, gorgeous. The composition, the leading line that brings your eye into the Louvre, these two accents here, and of course, just the leading line here that just brings your eye to this, and these people moving forward and how that actually just takes your eye through the photo. It's great. I think that this is another 11 out of 10, another one that gets the smoke. The sky makes this photo like even more powerful. So good on you. Should be thrilled. Another from Timu. This is great. I so love seeing other creators. Like, this is another YouTuber. He's watching my channel and he's submitting and he's getting his photos reviewed. So it's pretty sick. Timu's good. He's good. This guy can shoot. I actually love the mood in this photograph. I love the mood here. I want you to watch your exposure, because you can see we're starting to get a little bit of noise in your shadow detail, a little bit of noise where the light is lower. Make sure you don't go too high with your ISO. I love the shallow depth of field here. Let's look at this as a cover. It's beautiful. It's a pretty beautiful photo. I'm always trying to like bring people into their niche. I'm seeing like street photography, I'm seeing portrait photography, seeing landscape photography here, and you do all of this very well. I would love to talk to you about how to like market your editorial portraits, how to sell your street photography, and how to sell this type of stock photography, because this is like absolutely mind-bending. Like, this is such a decisive moment, such a powerful photograph. Like, it's really incredible. I think I see a little bit of dust on the sensor. Just a few of these things in here does not look like birds. This looks like dust on the sensor. So make sure that you clean that up in post. This also looks like it might have been a shot that you did before you had your R7. I know you shoot R7. Do let me know if this is a photograph from like your original camera. But again, look at it as a cover. Super grabby, super captivating, very engaging. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous photo. Gorgeous photo. By the way, guys, if you like my smiling face, please consider subscribing if you're not subscribed already. It's like subscribing just lets you know when I upload. You get a notification. It also is a nice metric for me that lets me know that I'm like doing okay and you like me. I need your affection. This is great, Timo. I like this a lot too. This is really great. Another great postcardy, beautiful photograph. I would love to see this horizontal and vertical. I think it's important to shoot horizontal and vertical of every photograph that you care about. And again, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of frames. This is a fantastic capture. Another one that gets the smoke from me. That's absolutely dope. You should be totally, totally, totally thrilled. Good shit, Timu. Thank you so much for submitting. If I have to pick my favorite photo, my guy, unequivocally it's this one. Unequivocally it's this. This is the smoke for me. I think that you're a natural portrait photographer. I would love to see more of your portrait work. There's no other genre that makes more money than portrait photography other than product photography. So there's money in shooting people. So yeah, let's talk about that. Guys, happy with today's episode? Happy with this kind of content? Did I review your photo? Did that help you? Did you watch me review someone else's photo? Did that help you? Watching me look at someone else's photography. I do these live streams 3 days a week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Tuesday, Thursday is Ask a Photo Pro, which is what you're watching right now. Ask a Photo Pro starts at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm in Toronto, New York time, Eastern Time. That's the coast that I'm on. So 6 p.m. we do our live streams on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So I have two different times. So people in Europe, I have lots of viewers in Europe can watch me. People in North America can watch me as well. Irene, thank you. Appreciate you. So also, if you want your photos reviewed, you got to join the Discord. Joining the Discord is as simple as looking at the video that you're watching right now. Look at the video description. You'll see my Discord link. Also, you got to be a member in order to have access to the submission channels. You can't just submit anywhere because I won't review them. You got to submit in the Ask a Photo Pro submission folder. You'll only see that if you become a member and connect your YouTube to Discord. So that's a little reminder for that again. Yeah, understand also, members are how this channel moves. You see this guy right here, Just Brusher? He became a member. Guess what happens? He has his name right there until the next member. And that number, that's how many members we have right now. And when that number hits 500, I'm turning ads off for my podcast. My podcasts are going to be member supported. My goal, like, I really don't want you to watch ads. That's why you notice there's no ads during my live stream. Because you watch me live, you get the benefit of no commercials. So it's commercial-free live stream. For the people who don't get to watch this during, there's commercials, because as soon as this live stream is over, I turn monetization on because so many more people watch after the fact than watch live. If you're interested in becoming a member, it's super simple. Just hit the join button. Having your photos reviewed is worth the $5, but I also use my members to like get advice on thumbnails that they would click, get advice on titles. I have a whole secret members only community thing that's going on. So if you're a member, like, make sure you check my community tab because I make members only posts. And also I'm going to start releasing my videos for members first. Members get to see them first, and then, you know, a few hours later, I'll release it to the public. So there's benefits to becoming a member. I hope you'll choose to give me your $5. What I'll do in turn is help you become a better photographer. I think it's a fair exchange. Oh my God, what happened to my face? Holy shit. What happened to my face? Like, literally, I changed cameras halfway through and this girl just like broke my head. Thanks, Vicky. How nice of you to time warp me at a time like this. My word. We have fun here, you know. We're trying to. Honestly, if I wasn't having fun, doing this, I would not be able to do this continually over the 2 years that I've been doing it. Tony, if you become a member right goddamn now, we'll all wait for the alert and you get to hear Cheryl say, new member. Which I just got her to do. New member, if you tip, you hear her. If you super chat, you hear her. I'm trying to make some new incentives for you all to like join, you know, and the best thing is my alert. So guys, I hope you like today's content. Yes or yes. Hope you guys are feeling what we're trying to do. Say bye to my dancers. Say bye to the whole crew of dancers. We got a whole bunch of them. You got to make sure you say hi to Jack Black, my selfie chick, the Latina. You got to say hi to Granny, the two grannies. They're crazy. You got to say hi to them. You know what I mean? Say hi to, let's go, Majestic with the $5. Yo, Rootsman, thank you. Majestic, thank you so goddamn much for the tip. I appreciate you, girl. Dropping the dollars on me. You heard that? Real cash. Guys, thank you so much. I'll be back again Sunday for another rock and roll live stream. But guess what happens before Sunday? My next video is about to drop. I am so excited about this video. I'm so excited about dropping this video. This one's going to pop as well. I'm in the edit. We're almost there. It takes like, understand, it takes like 40 hours to edit a video, by the way. Like, no lie. To film it takes an hour, 2 hours. To edit, it takes like 40 hours. And you'll see afterwards when you watch this next video, I am excited to bring you guys, you know, I'm always going to be grinding. I'm grinding here for you. I'm a professional photographer. I'm not a YouTuber, but I pretend to be one right here. I'm just trying to help you get to the next level. Thank you guys so much for watching. I got lots of content on my channel. If you're new, make sure you watch something next. I love you guys. Make sure you all call your moms, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks so much, Brian, for becoming a member. Irene, Vicky, Redman, Rootsman Chin, Aiden, appreciate you. Advocate, love you. Majestic, thank you so goddamn much. Tony, amazing. Thank you for watching. Gomez, if I haven't said your name already, appreciate you. Irene, love you. Thanks for watching. If you guys didn't chat, yo, Just Brusher, thanks for becoming a member. eFriend, I love you. Watch another video if you guys can't get enough of my smiling goddamn face. Appreciate y'all for watching.